So Professor Bradley, like how can us aspiring academics, prepare ourselves for like a career in international law, especially during law school and postgrad studies? And now that I think about it, there aren't really many student associations dealing with international law like at undergrad. So like how can we prepare ourselves? Over to you, Professor Bradley.
Yes, so that is a very good question. I must say that I remember in my final year, to be honest, when I went to university, I really wanted to study acting. And my mom told me that is not going to be permitted. Or journalism. And then she also said that's not going to be permitted. So then I studied law. And I wasn't as stimulated, but in my final year, way back then, international law was a final year subject. I remember coming out of, I didn't have a driver's license then yet, so my poor mom had to wait for me. And I told her, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a professor of international law. And she thought, really? So at least now this is what you're going to do. And then I first went to UCT, of course. But what I can tell you in terms of advice is that the first step really is education, because to become an academic, you do need that master's degree. And I'm a big proponent, of course, with work masters if you can, to have the sources down, and then your PhD, because that really is your driver's license as an academic. But for me, as Dire also said, it's really hard work. I was not the #1 law student, unfortunately, at UP in my final year. I can tell you that, but I did get that international prize. I followed my passion, and if you're passionate about something, it will never feel as if you are working. So it really takes hard work and routine, really being dedicated, and to really focus on your first do your LLB degree well, get that 65% so that you can get into an excellent LLM program. And the LLM program will guide you as to what is that niche that you will be able to follow for your career. Good advice is, I always knew I wanted to do IHL, but there wasn't IHL LLMs back in the day. But then in my PhD, I think it is worthwhile to choose that one question, something that makes your heart beat faster, or and something that you can make a career of, to explore a field really in depth. Of course, you can also be a generalist. IHL is very specific, in terms of weapons and things. So if you want to pursue something like IHL, I think it really takes time. You have to upskill yourself, and you can never stop reading. I can tell you that Prof. Tladi and I mean, Prof. Tladi is my senior, he's still reading. I can tell you that we both work crazy hours. It's not only when you see us in the classroom, but if you have commitment, a little bit of luck, and if you can join, if you can get those marks and you have a brilliant idea and you can join an NRF research chair, that will create community. I know both at Prof. Tladi's chair and Prof. Stratrom's chair, UP and UJ, and there really is mentorships programs for those postgraduate students. So if you have the community and support and routine, you can make a successful career out of it. But it's a really competitive field, so work hard to get the postgraduate studies right. Unfortunately, that is not a negotiable. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure.